Hi, we're so excited to join you for week 4. We have all of our I love him. One of the things I love about this industry and everyone who's watching this is like we get real life. We don't have to be constantly like in a board meeting or something every single day. We can bring our kids to work. Well, we don't really have a choice most of the time. Mine are inside. I am so shocked. I just have to point this out. I want everyone to type if their kids sleep in or not sleep in. Hannah, I'm assuming Oliver does not sleep in.
He sleeps in longer than the older one. Elliot wakes up so early. Yeah.
Well, I kept checking on mine because my 10-year-old, I guarantee he had a video game in his room last night or something because he slept till 9:45. I'm not even mad about it.
Girl, I have a 16-year-old that has a video thing in his room, and my husband gets up at 4 a.m. and he'll walk, and Joey is still up playing his game.
Oh my
gosh. I don't even care about whatever. Just as long as they get their stuff done. That's all I care.
I know.
You know what happened over here, though? There must be a baby bird's nest around here because a baby bird just fell down in my window well. Like,
right now?
But it has all its fur. It just can't fly. So the mom keeps flying down to feed it. And I'm like, how am I going to get this bird out? Like, it just happened. I'm like, well,
the bird wants to join our life. The bird wants to come on. He's like, I want to see what you're up to, Marley. So curious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, good luck with that. Maybe the mama bird will help the baby bird.
Maybe.
Hello, Carol. Hello, Julia.
We won't let it.
Good morning.
Anyways, hey, we made it to week 4 of the crochet log.
Yay!
Yay, everybody! Yay! So happy to make it to week 4 because this is my week.
Yes. Tell us about it. Show us.
I don't think we talked about this too much when we were all discussing the schedule of when we all would do our stuff. I was like, please let me do the last week because I knew that my schedule was so nuts. And so this is really like the best week for me. So I'm glad all of you have made it this long to make the Inishmore crochet cable blanket. Which, can I just tell you something funny? So I knew that I had miscrossed 2 cables at the start of this blanket. But by the time I found it, I was like, I am not ripping it back, right? So I was like, I'll just be perfect the rest of the way. And then as I was filming the video, I realized that I miscrossed one of the last cables on the blanket. And I hadn't even recognized it. And then I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it's all right. So
no one has. I didn't even notice some photos. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I know. I didn't notice it the photos either. I think I can't even see now. I think it's this one. It's this one right here. It should be going the other way. Anyways.
It looks great.
I know, right? So anyways, this is the Inishmore blanket, guys.
So pretty.
It's so lovely.
So wonderful. And the best part is this really nice smooth back. There are no holes.
Which is so nice.
The hidden crochet cable technique. So it's not that you hide cables. It's that you work a row of double crochets behind the cables that you work. So we don't have to do any like back post stitches or anything. Everything's front post for the whole piece. It's pretty amazing.
I love that. I love not having holes, especially, I mean, for me too, but also for babies because they have such tiny little fingers and toes. It's so nice to not have those massive holes behind cables.
Right. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do. And I think like once you see the video and you get like because shocker. Everybody who's here on the YouTube channel, they're like, yeah, we know Marley just takes that extra minute to really, I really explain everything, not just like, hey, here's what you're doing. I'm like, here's what you're doing. Here's why you're doing it. Here's how you can use it on other things. All right, let's learn the next. So I really just like take everybody to that next part. But I feel like once you do this or watch the video, you'll be able to do this without any problems. So it seems like you guys are doing pretty good. I mean, y'all are watching the video, you're telling me you like it, which is good. You can always pause and rewind, and I'm not as cool as all the other ladies. I haven't put in there like the break points where it's like, if you want this,
I didn't do that, Molly.
Okay, I was like, I haven't done that. I tried to put like a divider in the actual video so like you could kind of quickly see, but I just didn't. I did not have time to go and do that all. But
I sometimes do, I sometimes don't. So right there with you.
I watched your video earlier, Marley. It's awesome. I really was like, yes, I want to sit back and relax and enjoy this and like learn it. I was like, was really enjoyable. Like, obviously as designers, we don't like watch too much of other people's content, do we? Or you don't have time, do we? But I was like, yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna learn. And it's like when you said about like that it's from a knit, you won't see it anywhere else because it's from a knitting design. I was like, that's so amazing.
I got it from one of the Nora Gom books, which she called it the Inish cable, that's where I got the name. Nice. And so it's a knitting cable. And I was like, I really love this. Let me, transform it so that it's crochet. And
I love that. I love when things cross over from the crochet world to the knit world and the knit world to the crochet world. It's one of my favorite things. I love that. Yeah. And they don't look the same, but they're both gorgeous.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, it's funny because the knitting one has more rows than the crochet one because it takes more traveling stitches to make that get that long length. Whereas crochet, because we have these big post stitches, we don't need all those. So it actually goes quite fast. But that's so funny you watched my video. It's funny because you ladies know, like I had a hard time filming the video. Robin called it the yips. I was having a lot of like a mental barrier to film the video, and not just that video, a lot of videos. And so I literally I put on my wig and I did the video. I didn't even put on my makeup. So as I'm editing the video, I'm like, oh, I really should have done some makeup, but
you look great. I was shocked you actually, because remember I said that like most days, and I know Hannah released this, I would love to be in front of the camera when I'm filming videos. Most days I just am like, nah, they're just getting my hands. Like it's hard.
It
is hard.
I find that because I talk to the camera so much, if it was just on my hands, it would be like dead film. Like it would just be like, all right, here's your hands. And I'm just talking. Because I really do the whole thing. Like it's a class. Guys, I'm just giving you the play-by-play here. This mom has been up and down at least 10 times with a new worm each time. And this bird
keeps bringing food.
Yes, it is the most amazing thing. I should take a picture and send it to you guys.
I wonder, I wonder if like the mom's trying to entice it out with the worms.
I don't know. I don't think it can fly yet. Its little wings are not too big.
10 worms seems like a good meal.
It's just shoving them down every time. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know this is side conversation.
Well, I'm sorry if anyone, you must have all seen my husband come through to collect Oliver. And so when you two were chatting, there was a dog, a child, and my husband were crawling around on the floor trying to get out. So sorry, everyone.
Crawling around on the floor.
It's chaos here, right? It's funny because I asked my son to clean out my window well this weekend because it has all like the that big ornamental grass that grows, and then in the fall it all kind of breaks off and it blows in. So it's all into my window well right now. So it looks like a really big nest in my window well.
Hey, it's cozy at least.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. Anyways, it's quite interesting. But back to the blanket.
I love this comment.
I'm glad you liked the video because if y'all look at my YouTube channel, you'll see I haven't done like an actual video in a long time. It's because I've struggled with it just a little bit, but
we all do at times. We feel
trying to get back into it. So this was a good first step because I know I've got a lot more videos that need to happen, coming up and stuff. Even like with you and me, Brianna, we're doing a lot of stuff, or you and I.
I am also trying to work on that, and I feel like I've paused for the past 2 weeks for video wise. I know I need to get back to it, but like I think it's this time of year. We're a little bit burnt out still. I know like we talk about the fall season, we're like, wow, that was forever ago, but we're still a little bit burnt out from that. And like the spring, summer, like my kids are out of school, your kids are out of school. There's just so much more things to get distracted from. And then the more you get distracted, the more you get behind, the more anxious you get, the less like you're productive when you are in the office. Right. I think everyone watching this right now can relate to that.
Yeah.
Deep breaths, everyone to collectively deep breath.
It's just so strange because life, I was just going to say, like, life is just sort of normal again. And like, I don't remember what normal is. Like, I don't remember it being like this before. So I've got I don't know what I'm doing. I've got no idea what I'm doing. Like,
it's like we've had to start over and learn things again.
Yeah, literally.
This was so 100% true, you know, and like even so again, I'm wearing my uniform, right? There's another track meet today. And so I'm like, I've done so many track meets, and we talked about this last time. I don't really bring my work usually with me because I'm busy the whole time. Yeah. Well, this one's like an hour and a half away. So I've already grabbed out like my backpack to pack things in because I'm like, I'm going to have some downtime and I'm going to ride the bus up. So I can, I'm like,
away on the bus.
I know I'm going to be able to work on the bus. And so it's almost like I'm almost giddy about it.
Like, though, because I feel like you're going to get distracted by your students.
You know what? They're teenagers. They're going to put in their little AirPod things and they're going to just ignore me.
Or you're going to give an impromptu knitting lesson on the bus.
Yeah.
All right. Here comes one of them. Here comes one of my major distractions throughout the whole year. Come on over. So this guy, come down here. So his last day of high school was Friday.
Congratulations.
Now we're deciding where he wants to go to school, which we have made the decision. We have not announced it yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
So that's
such a big event.
Yeah. All you moms out there.
Time of life. Yeah, it's exciting and scary. And also not a big deal at the same time. You can change your mind on whatever you choose. I think we all discovered that you have to make a choice, and everyone's like, oh, where are you going? What are you doing with life? And you're like, I'm just graduating high school. I don't know.
And like, and no one tells you at that age, like, and also like as an adult, I still don't know. Like, like there's no answer, and you don't ever have to answer that question. It's fine. I don't know if I should be giving that advice.
Yeah, maybe we're the worst.
Is that not what I should say, I wanted to be a knitter.
No, I'm just joking.
Knitting is
my
cool.
thing is enjoy this time though. Like just enjoy the celebration of it. I think often we're trying to get to the next thing that we don't stop and say like, wow, this is a monumental moment. Let's like celebrate that. So don't worry about what comes next. Celebrate the accomplishment. So congratulations. That's so exciting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
My eldest, Elliot, he's 5, and the other day he was absolutely sobbing. He was so upset. And I was like, what's the matter? And he's like, I just want to be a grown up. I'm so fed up of being a baby. I want to be a grown up now, mummy. And I was like, no, you don't.
You don't. Resist. All right. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice
on the internet, by the way. All of this is on the internet.
And like everyone's saying it's good good to see our real life and stuff. Well, Michelle, we haven't said Michelle, bless her. Can't
real life
today.
Yes, Michelle.
We talk about real life. They've had terrible storms where Michelle lives, and all of their power is completely out, isn't it? So
for days now.
For days and days. So they're really struggling over there. So we're sending love, Michelle.
Yeah, sending all of our best wishes and good vibes to Michelle. She's driving to another city today, right now, to get groceries. So obviously we're like, it's cool. Don't worry about the live. She was thinking about like trying to use cell phone data to get on, and I'm just like, it's okay. Like life happens. Right. Go get groceries. I also think we all forget, and I feel like every hurricane season I'm reminded of how much I absolutely love electricity.
I'm sorry.
It is
running water.
Yes.
Running water.
When you don't have it, all of a sudden you're like, well, this is not fun. And and I always think like, oh no, it'll be great because I'll just crochet and knit. Yeah, until the sun goes down.
Then what?
I know. I'm probably one of those. There's people out there who love to camp. Chrissy, my assistant, loves.
She's out camping now. Yeah,
I freaking hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. I don't
like it.
I'm like, no. I put me in a Hilton and let me get my room service. I'm good.
Yes. So I saw someone earlier say that after doing the other 3 cables, Marley's is a breeze, which means maybe ours was just.
Sorry, does that mean ours was too hard?
I knew mine would be like so easy. You know what? That's the thing though. All right. So these cables are deceptively easy because you only do a cable every now and again. Everything else are just the traveling stitches, which makes it so wonderful. Because like in the knitting version of this, those are actual cables. Like wherever there's a traveling stitch, there'd be 2 knits and then like 1 purl behind it or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Where these, you don't have to have the purl behind. You just keep you do the post stitches, then you just do the single crochets. So you don't have to do an actual cable. The cable only really happens when you have the 2 post stitches that have to cross, right?
Yeah.
So this pattern is so easy. Like, it's like, well, this is cake. When I told you guys I made it in a weekend, like you ladies know, I made it in a weekend. Like, it was like, hey, we're going live on Monday. And I was like, crap, it's Thursday.
Well, maybe we should have done Marley first. But it's okay because there is still time to get our beautiful ebook, but it does, like, this is week 4. It goes away Sunday. Is it Sunday?
When's the 31st? I feel like
it goes away at the end of the month. I don't even know what day
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
There you go. Next Wednesday.
So you have about a week left to grab that before it goes back in the vault. I have the link in
next Tuesday. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
So 1 week exactly. I'm gonna throw the link.
The last day you can get it.
Yep. I just posted the link again. The link's in the description. There's still time to get this. So if you've missed the previous 3 and you're catching this now with Marley's, start with Marley's. But grab the ebook. All these are free on our blog, so you can enjoy them at any time. They're going to stay there. But if you want all these beautiful patterns in one, Marley even printed it.
Did you? Well, that's what I was going to say. So I printed it so that I could show how pretty it looked in the video, you know? Hey. And I just wanted to show people, like, it prints really well. If you're somebody who's like, I want it, but I want to be able to, it prints really well. And then I didn't print the cable pattern from the book like I could have. But I just printed it directly off my website so I could get it really nice and big. Like, you could do that too. Yeah. And y'all know, like, I did this in the video to show you that this is the same chart. It's just one has it showing the double crochets behind and the other doesn't, just for simplicity. But the book itself prints really beautifully. Guys, I've said this before in some of the other videos. This is literally one of the most beautiful things I've been a part of. Like, it has literally made us rethink the way we do other things. So, like, Robin and I are in the process right now of putting together all of the patterns from the Tournament of Stitches. And we are going through and we've created a whole new template going off the idea of yours, of this one. It's not exactly the same by any means, but the thing is that we were like, okay, this has got to look better. It just feels better. It feels professional. You know what I mean? It's like, this is so good.
Well, I continue to learn. Like, I think about, and I know, like, we're all going to cringe here, our very first pattern to where we are now.
Oh, definitely.
It hurts.
Oh,
I love progressing forward. The more, like, technology we get, I love how we can collaborate now on certain websites to create these beautiful documents. It's incredible. It's something. And I can't even really make myself feel bad about, even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because the technology we're using now wasn't there. The fact that we can collaborate on a PDF together and make it as a team, because it takes a team. It takes a team to do stuff like this. I love being part of it too, Marley. I love it. Yeah. I love being able to, like, really look at it and be like, that is so pretty. It's not just a good pattern and you're going to have a quality item. It's beautiful.
Full of great information, tangible information. Like, it's really good. Have you guys seen that Instagram reel going around? I think it's a voiceover of a lady she's a hairstylist. She goes, I went to school because I wanted to cut hair. And then once I started cutting hair, they were like, oh, you got to start posting your hair on social media or your cuts. So then she had to become knowledgeable on social media. Then it was like, well, now you have to take really pretty pictures. Now you have to become a photographer. Now you have to become this. You have to become, like, it just expanded. She goes, well, all I really want to do, I just want to cut hair. Yeah. So my point of that is, we've had this conversation before. Like, we got into this because we love knitting, we love crochet, like, and through the process of doing that, we've had to, you have to learn how to make samples, how to coordinate and project manage if you have contractors out there, how to write a pattern, how to have a pattern tech edited, how to be a layout and pattern design, how to take great photography, how to do the social media marketing aspect of it. Like, there are so many things that go into this. So having you guys allowing me to be a part of your journey and allowing me to watch
you. Are you kidding me?
No, but you guys have been very wonderful. But being able to come in on what you guys have already established with your marketing plan, your design plan, the way you do things, it has upped my game immensely. And that reflects not only on my own pattern work that goes out, but it is directly received by the crocheters out there, because they're seeing this high quality product coming out of 4 amazing designers. And it's like, all right, people, up your game. Like this, I get this from them. What am I going to get from you? And that's, I mean, maybe I shouldn't look at life like that. Like I'm part of a team, y'all. Everything is competition right now, like in a good way.
It's constant learning. And so many times I see the statement online, collaboration petition. And sometimes I think that gets interpreted incorrectly and somewhat abused for newer designers. And they kind of get taken advantage of, thinking like, oh, I should always, always, always put collaboration first, only if it's a true collaboration that is kind to everyone and fair for everyone. And that's why I love these things. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about collaboration over competition is, when Marley, we invited her in and we had to initially teach her like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is the document we're doing. This is how we do it. We're more than happy to do that type of stuff with incredible designers that are kind in this industry and amazing in this industry. So I'm honored to be working with Hannah, Michelle, and Marley as well. And that's where I'm like, collaboration it is rising all tides. It is bringing everyone up. We are all learning new things.
Yeah.
I mean, Hannah's going to be helping me the next time we have a go around behind the scenes. She sets up a lot of the behind the scenes in order to actually click and buy. And Hannah, you're going to have to help me with that because I'm going to take that on this next time.
No problem.
Yeah, and I'm going to learn a ton. And I'm
I want to learn that too.
Let's do it
together. And that's where collaboration not just benefits us as designers, but then the product we're putting out, it's one of us times 4. It's really 4 times as good.
I was going to say the whole thing of this is that we are all pushing each other. That's how I feel. Not pushing each other in a bad way, but encouraging each other to be better. And therefore, the people joining us, the people enjoying this crochet along and enjoying the ebook, they are getting such a better product because we're working together so well. And I think that's the key, isn't it, for everyone watching? We are doing this so that you get the best that we can possibly offer.
Yes.
And it's awesome because all of our aesthetics, as similar as they are, we are all so different in the way we approach things and stuff, but
the best part of it.
Yeah, and they melt together so well. And so it's good. By the way, Caden's going to save the baby bird. I told him, I said, go get a rake and try and rake up the leaves and like lift the bird up.
Scoop it out.
To get it out. So
all right, keep us updated.
Yeah. I was like, come help the bird. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. So, I mean, one of the things that I've heard online in my group, so I have, you guys know, I have the Marley's Minions group, which is just my general group. But when I'm doing knit alongs and crochet alongs that are specific to just knit along or just a crochet along, I have a specific knit along or crochet along group. So in the crochet along group, people have talked about, oh, I've already bought the book. I love the ebook. I've been working through all the designs. I couldn't wait to get to yours. A lot of them were like, I was waiting for the video. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I was struggling. So it just took me some time. So the feedback that I've gotten personally from the ebook and your designs, all of you, is that it's really good. People love it, which makes me feel
that's our goal.
Really good to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's what keeps us getting back in the office, even though sometimes it's hard.
Struggle. Although, if you guys looked at your desk, is your desk a mess? Like mine?
Yeah,
mine's a hot mess. Like
it's a mess. I try to clean it once a week, but like that doesn't always happen. And and then I start doing this. I'll do this. Like, look at this. I'll be like, I'll just put it in a basket, and then I'll just set it over here. And then
there's a mess.
And then I just buy more baskets.
Yep. I have a whole basket like right over there. Like it's a big basket. It's like 3 feet by 2 feet. It's huge, right? It's like for like a coffee table basket sort of thing. It's lined with yarn. Like I'm just like, okay, it's time to put things away. But I mean, the good news there is that means there's a lot of projects coming out. So not only are we working on this and all of you are loving this, like over the next several months, we have a lot of other things happening too. So don't think, oh, this is it. This is all we're going to get. No, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I got a sneak peek before we started at your next thing. I'm so excited.
I'm super excited for this year. We've got some really fun things coming. And I know we're on week 4 and it's always a bit bittersweet to come on and be like, hey, this is wrapping up. We have this awesome blanket pattern from Marley. We're going to love seeing all your photos. I've loved seeing all the photos from last week from Hannah's week. And this week, I cannot wait to see your yarn choices and these cables work out for Marley. Oh,
Yay! He just got it. Okay. It's a whole saga. Everybody's like, I want to hear about the bird. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Brianna.
No, you're fine. We have to make sure the baby bird's fine. But we're working on something bigger for the fall. I am going to say that. We talked a lot about it. Well, I think, we started doing this last year to try to just get. What is that? Is that my audio? Is your audio weird?
Do you hear that?
I do. But I don't have anything. Okay, that's the child's voice. Wait, is it Hannah's?
Hannah's.
Real life going on. It's totally fine. Their kids probably stole her.
What's happened?
Yeah. I don't know. The kids probably stole an audio.
I need to tell you, what did you hear?
It was just I think it was Oliver talking.
Yeah.
So my husband has just driven off in the car, and my phone is attached to the Bluetooth in the car.
Bluetooth.
And so the Bluetooth in the car was whenever you got there. So let me just turn my Bluetooth off a second. You'll see me swipe. Sorry.
You're totally fine. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. That used to happen to me all the time.
That's happened to me. My husband was driving behind me, and he was on the phone with his boss. And then all of a sudden, his boss is coming through my car radio, and he was like, "Gosh dang it, why can't we just get something done?" And I was like, "Hi, buddy, this is Marley."
But my husband, he just parked the car back up again. He started to drive off, came back in the driveway, and was like, "I'm so sorry." Through the window. He knew he'd done it. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, what music were you playing?"
Oh, no.
It was just chatting. I had that happen all the time. And so I basically at this point was like, okay, we've got to just disconnect my phone from, because I swear I'd be like, "Where are you going? You're not supposed to be going anywhere. Where are you going?" Like, it's crazy. So what we will say about fall is we feel like we've prepared you for what we have coming for sure. We've been doing a lot of like introductory type things. We want you to try cables. We want you to we did textures. So what we have coming for this fall is not scary, but it's a bit more. And I think everyone's gonna be super excited because you're ready for it, you're prepared for it, and you're going to love it. I'm super excited.
I think kind of like the color work one kind of taught about construction, didn't it? We did different types of construction.
Yep.
And then she said and color work, and then the texture with the cozy one, and also other types of construction and foundation stitches, all that kind of stuff. And then this one again has taught us more. So I think everyone will have all the skills that they need for what's coming, I think.
So we have a question. I have a question about different types of patterns. What's the meaning? I'd like to have a history behind it. I'm assuming she's talking about our styles of pattern writing, potentially what we were just talking about. Maybe. So actually this is not a bad question, because so many of us, when we purchase a pattern, sometimes you're not quite sure what it's going to look like. All the time, whenever I print a pattern, check out a pattern, you're doing a lot of I have other patterns here. You're doing a lot of reading of okay, what is this about? If you're really smart, you read the notes. But if you're also the average crocheter, you might skip it and just try to go to the very first line of I'm going to pick up yarn and go. I will say that's a mistake. Definitely read over the notes or anything before you ever pick up yarn. It doesn't take long. It's just a few minutes, but it will save you a ton of grief. And there are a lot of different styles of pattern writing, but there is a general rule, mainly from the Craft Yarn Council, that we all try to follow in terms of using certain abbreviations or certain terms, or as Marley called us out on a couple weeks ago, brackets.
Oh I was like, wait, what?
Continual learning, y'all.
I wasn't calling you out. I was like, hey, heads up.
The fun thing is I know it, but half the time I get confused. I'll be honest, the whole bracket thing, and I'll nail it. I'm still learning. And I think my audience they're used to my writing style by now if they're purchasing a pattern. But when I was in 3rd grade, I could not spell the word because. I would always flip 2 of the letters. And I would stare at that word all the time. And to this day, if I'm writing something, writing because, I nail it every time because it stressed me out so much. It's weird what we remember from school. Do I remember all the other like words I struggled with? No. But I feel like brackets is that for me, where I'll stare at it and I will question it 1,000 times, like, wait, is that right? And the more you stare at it, the more like any word in the English dictionary, the more you think it's wrong.
Definitely.
So I'll nail it. I'll get there. But we're always like learning from each other. So there is like a standard for writing patterns. A lot of us have tech editors that really help us out. Or we have a Marlene who really helps us out. She's probably the queen of pattern writing.
I make mistakes. No, I make mistakes all the time.
I don't think you can actually write the perfect pattern without help from a tech editor or testers or
And but the funny thing about that, lots of people might not know watching, is that like different publications have different styles of writing patterns. So I've spent the last decade writing patterns for like UK magazines, but also US magazines. So obviously I have to write in UK terms, and we use brackets differently here, because I like had to go back and check. I was like, have I been doing it wrong all this time? And it's done differently here than it is over there. And I was like, oh my gosh, why can't we just do it the same?
Like, it would be cool if everyone could get on the same page. So I think really we just go for clarity, consistency, and like making sure everyone is understandable. But even for me, I am working with a yarn brand right now, and they're tech editing my patterns. And this morning they kicked one back. And I was looking at it, and they didn't necessarily find anything wrong, but they changed so much of it based on writing style. And I'll be honest, I've never seen it written that way. I was so I'm fine with it. It's like, it's consistent to their brand, and I can always release the way I write it down the road underneath my brand. But it is fascinating to me even how people will write stitch counts, and some people write NA or 0 if there's nothing going on for that size. And this was a dash, and I just never seen it done that way. So it is like, it can be different every single time you pick up a pattern, but it is like, the nice thing is, like, especially in these type of collaborations, part of the reason why we do it as an ebook is for consistency. So as you work through 4 very different patterns from 4 very different voices, it will feel cohesive. It won't feel like it's skipping or jumping or throwing any curveballs at you. And the other thing I think that's really fascinating is when we decided to do cables, it was like, hey, just do something, go. We didn't have parameters. We weren't like, hey, you're going to do this type of cable. Hey, you're going to do this cable. But we all came back with 4 unique ways to do cables. It's like we couldn't have planned it better. Right. And so you'll learn like different ways to do things and different voices, but it is all cohesive in one document. So you'll find, like, in the history of pattern writing, it's a confusing one.
Because for years it was just verbal. Like, everything's just verbal.
Yeah.
And you'll find those patterns out there where people write them just like as if they were talking or teaching a class. They write out like, all right, so you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to, instead of like the standard way to write things,
Oh, and sometimes I feel like, no offense to crocheters here, but if they were to see a knit pattern, they'd be like, this isn't completely written.
Oh no, it's absolutely true. Crochet patterns take so long. They take so long to write, to make, to everything. Like, across the board, it's crochet patterns take forever. Knitting patterns, I can have those done in no time. Crochet ones take me forever to write.
They do. Forever. And it's just really, and the reason why is because we listen to our audience, and we're going to cater to whatever their needs are. And I don't think it's necessarily anything like an IQ thing. I just think it's styles and how everyone learned and what they're used to where, like, in a crochet pattern, it would be a bit more precise because our audience has demanded it. And that's fine. They're like, hey, no, like, do the work for me, where it might be like, hey, now you're going to increase 15 stitches somewhere over this many rows. Yeah. Where crochet is like, you're going to increase this many stitches on row 21 and this many stitches on row 24. That's how it's written. And knitting is a bit more, sometimes I feel like, cryptic. I think someone once said it's more like a game of like, okay, well, can I get that right?
There's a
figure it out.
There's a lot of assumed knowledge in knitting patterns. They assume that you have the knowledge to accomplish the pattern. That's actually one of the reasons why I love crochet charts so much, is because there isn't, I mean, if a chart is done correctly, and there are charts that are not done correctly, but if a chart is done correctly, there isn't a lot of assumption of where a stitch or a series of stitches, parentheses, goes, or how many times you repeat that, brackets, go. You know what I mean? Like, so in charts, it's because it's almost like the stitch points to where it needs to go. You know what I mean?
True.
And so it just makes things so much easier. I love it.
It does. It does.
Anyway.
I struggled for years with charts though. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. The minute I found a chart, I was like, where has this been my whole life?
Oh, I was the complete opposite. I was like, no, I can't, because I learned from written pattern. I was just like, charts made no sense to me for years and years and years. So if there's anyone out there that they don't make sense to, then don't worry. I struggled with them. I really did. But you just have to keep, it's like anything, just keep going, keep trying.
Yep. And eventually, sometimes I think too, if you start out with a really, really simple pattern, a simple repeat with a chart, you can kind of follow along, like look at the instructions and look at the chart and see what lines up. And then I think it will just click. Yeah. Charts is one of those things that eventually it will just click and it will be great. So someone's asking if we have done each other's cal patterns yet. In the past, I know we have. I am behind on this one. So just like you, life gets in the way, which is also why I want to say to everyone, this is not a race. This is a learning experience at your own pace. The only thing that to worry about, that if you are wanting to do these down the road, is that the beautiful ebook, if you wanted to get that, it's only available for purchase for one more week. So don't feel guilty if you are behind. There's no such thing as behind on this, or you haven't gotten to it yet. That just means that you are busy, and that is okay. And you will get there. Life is learning how to slow down, I think, more than speed up. Yeah. Enjoy the process. Definitely enjoy the process.
Someone from Brazil. Have you seen that? Yeah, that's the one. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So I believe we can take PayPal and credit cards, right? Yeah. Yep. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can join in.
I see Julia's comment where I have a 2 instead of a 4 on row 11. All right. Okay. So we'll fix that.
Fix that.
Good.
That's interesting.
Hi. Oh, no, I love this. See, you're not behind, Catherine.
Not at all.
Not behind. No.
Oh yeah. Billow does take time. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It is a bit denser of a yarn, which is great for home decor. It is great for almost like a weighted blanket. I love Billow. It's a thick and thin, so the thicker spots, it holds water a lot more aggressively. It's a cotton. So yes, I will take a fan or put it even underneath a room fan, and it will dry a little bit faster. But it is true, if you're like wet blocking this or spraying it heavily, it will take some time to dry. Which I had someone message me the other day asking about blocking, and it's true. When we first approach blocking, we're kind of like, what is this? And it feels like it's complicated. It does. If someone says blocking, you're like, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you feel like that's like for like professionals or whatever, but it's like, it's not difficult.
No, it's really not. No, it's for everybody. So I got her to block. She was making pieces and she blocked one piece and not the other piece. And she sent me a photo and she was like, wow, like I did not think it would make that big of a difference. And it's true. Like all she did was pin it, spray it, and walk away. That's it. But when it's dry, it is like you just iron. It's like wrinkly clothes versus a huge difference in the look and how it drapes. And it is worth the time. It is worth the time.
I want to show you guys something. I gotta find it though. Keep talking amongst yourselves.
Talking amongst yourselves. So the Dainty Door says, love this channel. Such an awesome lesson. I learned how to crochet with my dad. Love that. Yay. We went to the local college and took the class together. That's amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I love that. That is like one of the best memories. Is this the
Can you see that?
Yes.
That is an unblocked shawl. Okay.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Hold on. So it's a hot mess, right? Let me show you one more. Like that's there. I mean, it looks like a hot mess.
Yeah.
Right. So let me get up now where I am, because I just took pictures of it.
Wow.
It's
like a different piece.
It's night and day.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Here's another question on blocking. She says, if you live where it's humid, how do you air dry? So I live where it's humid.
So
very
lovely,
humid
Marley.
today. Oh, I
So
love that,
pretty.
Marley. It's so gorgeous.
So pretty.
I mostly try. Well, my house sometimes feels very humid because he doesn't like to spend money on AC, and it's very uncomfortable.
Sorry.
So I find even when you're where it's humid, you can blow it dry with a fan. However, it might take a little bit longer, and I found you might need to flip it. Like a lot of times, if it's like especially humid, the underside just like may not dry as quickly. That I'll quickly flip it and rotate it. A little bit more work, but at least we have nice skin. I don't know. It's humid.
I was going to say, we don't have that problem here in the UK. Like, it's never humid here.
Oh, it's so humid. The first time I experienced humidity, I thought something was wrong with the world. I was like, I can't breathe. And they're like, you can breathe. I'm like, this is so weird. It's such a weird feeling to have humidity. And then you get used to it and you're just used to it.
It's like breathing pudding, man. It's
so
thick.
That's such a good description.
The air is so thick because I go from Colorado where the air is super thin, and then I come to like Florida where it's so. I felt like I was breathing pudding. I was like, it's like you're choking on the air.
It's such a strange feeling, isn't it? And then you go inside where they're blasting the AC.
Yes,
and it's like a different climate than it is outside.
Yeah, which is where you need shawls and stuff. And
yeah, I think that's what people forget. Like, I think people are like, oh, what do you make or wear in Florida? And a lot of times it's like, well, any like cardigan, shawl, like we layer here, even in summer, not when we're outside. But if I'm going to Target, my sister and I both, you'll see us walking in with a cardigan because the second you go inside any store, they freeze you out. Like you get so cold, you need a layer, and then you just take, and then you walk outside and you're like instantly sweating, taking off all the layers. So it's an interesting existence for sure.
Do you think that's a marketing thing so that you try stuff on?
Go in their store.
If you were too hot, if you were too hot, you wouldn't bother to try stuff on, would you? Like
maybe. I also think it's just to get you like to go shopping because everything's so hot. If you don't have a pool, that's a way to get relief. So someone says, hi there. I've been crocheting basic things for about a year now. Would you consider the ebook beginner friendly? I just discovered your channel.
Yeah, I would.
What do you think, Marley?
Sorry.
I think you could. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when it comes to skill like levels and, I think I labeled this intermediate. I think it depends on the pattern. And the reason why I say that is it somebody who's been writing patterns for a while? So they know the process and they know how to kind of make sure it's a solid pattern written wise. And then also, does it have a video? I think anything that has a video you can do. It might take a bit of practice, but getting that visual is, I think it takes an intermediate pattern to anyone who's willing to just, try it. I mean, if it feels like above your skill level, you can always come back. But I think, all of us have videos. Just so everyone knows, all of us have videos for every single one of these patterns. And so I think getting that visual along with the written pattern, along with our community groups, because we're very established to where you can pop into a community group. And most of the time, if you ask a question there, like someone answers it before I ever even have a chance to see it.
Right.
Yeah. We have such amazing communities. I will never stop saying that. Our communities are just so kind and helpful and amazing. So if you struggle, ask a question in the community and I promise you're going to get a pretty instant response and help. And no one's going to look down upon you for not knowing something. That's the beautiful thing about our followers. Like they just want to help so you can learn it. We all learned it at some point.
Absolutely. I know, Denise, I know you can make my blanket. It'd be no problem.
Oh yeah. I think so too.
No problem.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, the visuals amazing. I think the visuals also why I'm so passionate about what we do is I don't think it's very often you have 4 designers come together and offer a product with that visual. I like to call it a bit of hand holding, and it benefits us as well because before I really started doing videos on my YouTube channels, I had a lot more customer service time built into my day to answer any questions. And now that I do videos, I feel like I kind of like people don't really communicate with me anymore. Like,
my email.
They're like, we don't need you It's fine. I don't know. I feel it's great because I feel like obviously it's a better product. I love being able to show it. It is nice to now all my chats are just like, hey, that looks great. Looks amazing. But I don't know about you guys, but a lot of them with videos, I rarely get any questions because you can see it. It helps me too. It helps me too when I'm writing the pattern too. Yeah, I love it.
I get a lot of really positive comments, which is good. I mean, every now and then there's the jerk comment, but for the most part, it's usually really positive. I'm
people
so glad
that tell you you have too many gray hairs. Yeah, we get those.
I know mine are. You talk too much. Just get to it. I'm like,
okay. There's a fast forward button. You can make it go faster.
Do you guys
honestly, you guys do that?
No, you know what I write? I mean, I'm on your channel, so I'm not going to curse, but I mean, I've got no more blanks to give sometimes, you know? So I literally will write a comment back and it says, I'm sorry, I think you misspelled. Thank you for the free content. Yeah. Like, and I do it all the time. And
I love that. I love that.
I'm not even sorry about it because I'm just like, you're welcome.
You're welcome. I love that response. I find that I just ignore the negative comments anymore. There's really not many, but I love the whole gray hair one. I still laugh at that one.
There's too much negativity in the world, like all over social media anyway, isn't there? So like we just have to protect ourselves, but we all have to protect ourselves, whatever you're doing, whether you're using it professionally or not, just to kind of filter that out and not let it get to us. But that's so easy to say, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely. And I love feedback. I think we all do. I love, constructive feedback. I will always respond to that. But I still feel like not needed as much as I once was. Between the community group, the YouTube channels, half the time when I go to answer a question, someone's like, hey, I'm struggling with this. And I'm like, gotcha. And I start typing and I realize 3 people other answered. I'm like,
isn't that amazing?
That means
you're doing it right. That means it's working.
I'm over here if you need me, I guess.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, I hate to do this, but I have to go because I gotta help Caden say yes to the college he chose. So we're doing that this morning before we go to the track meet. So I'm very
so excited.
And you got to check on the bird as well.
It's out.
Is it okay?
Oh, he's not down here.
Where's he put it?
Oh, Caden,
can you post a photo in your community group?
Well, if it's still there, it might be gone now.
Okay.
Trotting away. Oh, he said he put it in the tree.
Cool. Oh, wow.
I'm sure the mom will find it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, he said the mom was right there, like, chirp, 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 chirp. Like, baby.
Almost attacking
him.
Okay. Well, have fun, Marley. We will all be excited to find out which college he said yes to. Such an exciting, proud moment as a mom.
It is. And he's going to do track there, too. So it's a big deal. Yeah.
Okay, can I ask, can you drive there?
Yes.
Can you follow your son? Because that would be my requirement.
It's about an hour and a half away.
Oh, good. That's not bad.
It's not that bad. Can we tell him? Can I tell him? He's going to go to Purdue Fort Wayne. So he's going to go to Purdue Fort Wayne and he's going to do track up there, which is really great because one of my other athletes, my girl athlete, Rosie, is also doing track up there. So they're going to be teammates through college too. Oh. So it's pretty amazing.
That is
you guys are literally the first to hear. Like, we have not announced it anywhere.
Congratulations! That's so awesome.
I have a Purdue Fort Wayne. Oh my gosh, students!
So
okay,
that's awesome. Well, congratulations. Yeah. So before we say goodbye, one more time, visit that link. See the beautiful ebook. We really, really appreciate your support throughout this entire event. I cannot believe we're already at week 4. So bittersweet.
I know.
But we will be back again. So stay tuned and hop on over to those community groups. Post yarn choices. You're not behind. Post whenever you want. Post next year. We don't care. We want to see it. We just want to see it.
Yeah.
So we hope you've really enjoyed hanging out with us, chatting with us, and we will see you again soon.
All right.
Bye, everybody.